we have, we were gone the last 2 weeks, but I did have the fortune of having Wi-Fi on the plane and Wi-Fi while we were gone. So we've been tracking the market very, very closely. And one of the things you guys will see with oil right now is it is spiking. And I'm going to make some comments on that after about some of the reasons why. Kirsten, you're going to go through the oil prices as they were on Friday, but even today they're rallying again, and they're up another $1 even from these prices this morning. So things are happening. We'll see how it progresses. But Kirsten, why don't you take us through the preliminary numbers?
Yeah, well, like Lindsay mentioned, our Friday number price of oil was $35.92 versus $33, but I believe that we're close to $37 right now.
$37.01 as of 5 minutes ago.
Perfect. Our Canadian dollar is also rallying a little bit, 75.1 versus 73.96.
Yeah, as far as the listings go, we're seeing a net increase in listings across the board, but not too much. I think you guys are really going to like the supply numbers on this, but the number of listings in Calgary is up from 5,945 to 6,063. That's an increase of 118. As for Red Deer, they're up 2 listings to 572.
Our total absorption rate in Calgary right now is 4.79. For single-family homes, we're at 4.01. And for condos, the absorption rate is 6.39.
Yeah, 6.3. Yeah, perfect.
6.36. I'm sorry, I got my six upside down.
As for the surrounding areas, I just want to, can we go back to that one for a second? I want to point out again for single-family homes, balanced market, 2 to 4 months. Single-family homes, 4.01 months of inventory is almost there. I think when we go back to the spring market, we're actually going to have a balanced market for single-family homes, which is really cool to see. So that's a huge point. For surrounding areas, Okotoks, we're sitting at 7.33 months of inventory. Airdrie, 4.26. Cochrane is 6.04. Strathmore, 7.18. Red Deer, 5.72. For the most part, numbers holding stable there. Some improvements in some of the community and Airdrie as usual, holding close to being balanced as well. Still in the buyer's territory, but just on that cusp.
And finally, for our benchmark price, we're at $445,000, down 0.63% monthly and 3.45% annually.
Yeah. So why is crude rallying? And we've seen these trends over and over and over again, and right now the rally is purely on speculation. One of the things that happened is the drilling numbers, the number of wells was reported to be down. Obviously, less people are drilling with lower prices, but what's really happening is there is, so numbers obviously spike on there. They say less drilling than the future price of oil. There'll be less oil that's out there. The supply levels and the output levels have not changed yet. So here's my little forecast, and this is purely anecdotal. This does not reflect the opinions of CIR or anything else, but OPEC doesn't have a deal yet to cut supply production. The speculation is on the fact they might have a deal. I think we're going to get some numbers in that show that we still have a bit of a glut. And so while we have this bounce right now, I think it's going to bounce back down a little bit. And until we have that supply cut deal, that's when we're going to see a long-term rally of oil, or until the glut numbers come down, the supply numbers. So right now, they're based on speculation, but I'll tell you, any news that's going to be increasing oil is good news, and the well count being down is good news for the long term. But short term, don't get too excited like this is the bottom and it's going to rally. I think we're going to see a bit of a bounce.
Yeah, and definitely be careful on that too, because there was some news this morning that said that the lack of oil production by the end of this week, they're producing again.
Right. Yeah. So it's just every day we see these change, but oil has gone up quite a bit in the last little while, which is great news.